What it did to our children's math and reading levels is horrific. School closures brought them to the lowest levels in years. English 8th graders, math proficiency dropped by 7 points. Reading levels dropped by 2 points. There are 1,524,524 and 481.
That was Georgia Congresswoman Marjorie Taylor Greene, and she's angry that America's public schools don't teach our kids to read no good. Now, judging by how much she just struggled with the numbers in her testimony, that might only be true for Marjorie's school.
524 and 481, this is over 1 million.
But the GOP's war on public education is no laughing matter.
Just this week, though, a new bill in the Florida House was proposed that would ban any funding for diversity, equity, and inclusion initiatives on campus, and it could allow for the removal of majors in critical race theory or gender studies.
With Florida Governor Ron DeSantis finally launching his much-threatened takeover of Florida's public schools and universities, some elected officials are saying enough is enough. Here's one Florida lawmaker who actually sees DeSantis's threats as the public danger they truly are.
House Bill 999 was filed on Thursday, and this is a devastating bill that would, as you noted, strip away academic freedom, abolish any conversations or programs about diversity, equity, and inclusion, and would go after tenure, trying to remove those professors that have some degree of freedom to express themselves and not be influenced by the politics of the day. Majority of my Republican colleagues have consented to Governor DeSantis's extreme hostile agenda. My hope is that when more students speak up, more alumni speak up, and faculty speak up, that we actually can try to stop these bills.
The Florida GOP's war on public education has taken on many forms, from banning AP African American studies in high schools to punishing insufficiently loyal college professors by stripping away their tenure. And DeSantis's big government authoritarianism is even rubbing some Republicans the wrong way.
Demanding that things be done a certain way, or that you can't say this or you can't say that. We've got to be really careful
I know,
about.
does it feel like you're going the other way? Like it's sort of like you're, on one hand, you've Governor DeSantis claiming, hey, I don't want all of this, but I'm going to tell you exactly what you can say, and I'm going to tell you what you can't say.
Well, I'm a small government, common sense conservative, and to me it sounds like big government and authoritarian. You have to agree with me, and I'm going to tell you what you can and can't do. So, but it's an issue. It's not the most important issue. I think more people are concerned about the economy, inflation. They're concerned about crime. Right. But education's one of the things that we've got to talk about.
That was former Maryland Governor Larry Hogan, one of the many, many, many Republicans considering running for president in 2024. Hogan has been vocal in criticizing the MAGA movement in the past, and he's right. There is absolutely nothing conservative about reshaping public education in a way that makes Ron DeSantis everyone's teacher. So let's look at exactly what powers Ron DeSantis is trying to give himself now. A bill introduced this week bans schools from teaching that America doesn't live up to, quote, the universal principles stated in the Declaration of Independence. That's right. If Florida history teachers want to keep their jobs, they'll teach that America has always been a shining beacon of liberty and justice for all, whether or not that's actually true. But things get even weirder. The bill also bans any teaching of, quote, unproven, theoretical, or exploratory content. If theories and exploration sound like the kind of things scientists like to do, you're right. And there's no room in Florida's new DeSantis-led education system for any tough conversations about all that nerdy science stuff. Unsurprisingly, Republicans have granted themselves power to decide what theories are real and which are unproven. That means no more gender studies, no more queer studies, LGBTQ history, or any courses that teach about the systemic injustices of racism. Instead, people like this will now get to decide what passes for good science.
Wyrick would later go on to help establish the Heritage Foundation and the Federalist Society. Both have been extremely influential in the political and legislative arenas in the past 4 decades. Many of the views of these extreme evangelical leaders believe in dominionism and the Seven Mountains Mandate, which believes that they need to indoctrinate their religious beliefs into family, religion, education, media, entertainment, business, and government. This is a very extreme and dangerous right-wing religious ideology.
So how do Florida Republicans plan to enforce their new purity tests for public schools? At the college level, DeSantis is giving all firing decisions to each college's board of trustees, an unelected body made up entirely of people appointed by, you guessed it, Ron DeSantis. Under the new law, Any trustee can demand an investigation and even removal of any teacher for any content that offends them. Yikes. It's not hard to see what's actually going on here. Capturing the public education system has been a major priority for the right for decades. Multiple studies have shown that the more education a student has, the more likely they are to reject Republican policies and politicians. Ron DeSantis wants to fix that. The sane lesson here would be for the GOP to clean up its cesspool of a party and actually do better for the American people. Instead, they've decided to just ban all the education that makes people dislike Republicans. In a very real sense, Republicans are doing their best to gerrymander our students' brains. Ron DeSantis is hoping education policy becomes the highlight issue of 2024, and so far, Democrats haven't pushed back with any organized effort. Once again, activists on the ground in Florida are fighting for the attention of media elites and their elected officials. Meanwhile, Florida's education system is going up in flames. So what do you think? Let me know in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe so you can let me know what I should cover next.